Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. It is the week between Christmas and New Year's. By the time you guys see this video, it is going to be 2021, so Happy New Year. My husband Doug is home from work this week and has been working on his own DIY project out in the garage. So it's a bit of a disaster out there and in absolutely no condition for me to spread out with a big piece of furniture and paint. Not to worry, I still do have a really fun restoration project to work on this week. That's right, I said restoration. I'm not going to be painting this week. We are back in full lockdown here in Ontario. But I did get out to the thrift store a few weeks before the holidays and was super excited to find these incredible hexagonal bone inlay side tables. Bone inlay furniture is extremely popular at the moment and is being made in all kinds of new modern renditions, but this pair is definitely a traditional design. I paid $30 a piece for these tables, and I think with a little TLC, they'll be a really great statement piece in an eclectic, modern Bohemian style space. Make sure that you stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to bring you guys along as I try and determine a final listing price for these tables and show you how I go about selling things online. Now let's get started on cleaning these guys up. My first step with any thrift flip is a really good cleaning. Today I'm going to be using Dixie Belle's White Lightning, which is a TSP cleaner. This cleaner, along with some nice hot water, is going to remove any dirt, grease, or grime that might be on the surface of these thrifted tables. Because these tables came apart, I was able to wash them one piece at a time and then dry everything really thoroughly with a towel. Look at how gross that water is. That's why you gotta clean your stuff. The next thing I'm gonna do on these tables is give them a really fine sanding. I'm using one of my SurfPrep foam abrasives with a fine grit paper on it, but if you don't happen to have a luxurious SurfPrep sander, you could totally do this step with an old foam sanding block and a fine grit paper wrapped around it. I'm sanding these tables with a super fine grit sandpaper because I want to be a little delicate with the bone inlay pieces, and I'm not trying to remove the finish that's on these tables. My main goal here is to smooth everything out and sort of buff out and feather out the edges of damage, any areas where there's deep scratches, gouges, or scrapes. Once I had everything sanded down as smooth as I thought I could get it without, like I said, interrupting that original finish, I came back with a damp rag just to remove any sanding dust that I had created. Now there were a few areas of wear around the edges in particular where the original finish was just gone. So to try and camouflage those spots, I came in with some Minwax wood stain in Jacobian and applied it to the areas that were patchy. I applied this stain with a clean lint-free rag, and then once it was on, I flipped my rag around to a clean corner and wiped away any excess. The next step for this little refresh is Howard's Restore Finish. This stuff is like magic sauce for wood furniture. It's sort of like a wood stain, but it's really meant to camouflage and blend out any wear or scratches in wood furniture without having to remove the previous finish. It's also super simple to work with. You just have to make sure that your surface is clean and free of any old furniture polish, which we did by washing and sanding, and then you pour it out onto a clean rag and buff it into the surface. That's it. Once I had my 2 tabletops all nice and finished, I came back for the bases. These were not nearly as worn or damaged as the top surfaces were. So again, it just got a quick light scuff sand. And then I came back with more of that Howard's Restore finish and made any marks disappear. Once this product is dry, it doesn't need to be top coated, but you can come back with a furniture polish if you wish and just apply that over top. And that is literally all I am doing to these gorgeous tables. The next step was to take them upstairs into some natural light and take their glamour shots.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder.
So now that I've got the tables back in good condition, I need to figure out how I'm gonna sell them. I usually price matching sets of refinished end tables anywhere from $275 for the pair all the way up to $350, and I have good luck selling them in my market in that price range. But I've never dealt with any bone inlay furniture, so I'm gonna take a quick look online first and see what these guys are worth. I'm gonna start doing my market research right here on Google. The first thing that pops up is this table on Wayfair, very similar to what I'm dealing with, and they're $1,200 a piece. This is the only table in a similar style on Wayfair, so I'm gonna head back out to Google and just scroll through some of the other images that popped up. I'm also gonna take a quick scroll through Etsy, again searching for traditional Indian bone inlay tables. I can see there are a few available here for anywhere from $500 to $700 a piece. And the last place that I'm going to kind of find comparable products is my local Facebook Marketplace feed. I'm gonna search the same thing, bone inlay tables, hexagonal side tables, and see what I find. There's only one other piece of bone inlay furniture within a 100-kilometer radius of where I am, and it's priced at $450 for the table, but that's been on here for quite a while. One other factor that I need to consider is the fact that I don't offer any sort of shipping on my furniture pieces. So my audience is a lot smaller than someone that's selling online to a national or international market. So my price point is going to be a tiny bit lower, and that's sort of just the price I pay for not wanting to deal with all the logistics of shipping. What I want to think about now is, what do I think I can get for my pieces in my market based on what I found online, and how long am I willing to wait for the right buyer to come along and find them? Trust me, this process does get a lot easier with experience. You'll learn to know your market, but keep in mind that every artist in every market is a little bit different. So if I break down my expenses for these, I paid $60 for the initial tables. I have about 2 hours worth of labor invested in these, and I like to pay myself about $40 an hour, so that's $80, and let's round it up to about $10 in materials. That puts my break-even point on this set at $150. But these are popular, trendy items right now, so I can raise my price accordingly. I think I'm gonna price my tables at $450 for this set, or $225 a piece. That should pay me a pretty nice profit in my pocket and also make sure that my customers are getting a smoking deal. Remember, these are over $1,000 online. Now that I have figured out a selling price, it's time to create an ad and list these guys for sale. This is when I like to create a simple little write-up. I make sure that I'm describing my piece, the condition that it's in, the materials that it's made of, and measurements. I also make sure that I specify my location, the preferred manner of pickup or delivery, and payment options. When I'm ready to list, I'll post this write-up and my good quality pictures to my website, my business Facebook page, my business Instagram page, and Facebook Marketplace. And now all that's left to do is wait for a sale. I'm curious to know what you guys think about how I price these tables. Do you think I price them too high, too low? And if either of those are the case, where would you have landed on these guys? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. Please make sure that you are subscribed and have the notifications bell turned on so that you never miss a brand new furniture flipping video. And I will catch you guys next time.